Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I want to talk about my daily routine. I have had a lot of people asking if I could share it, so here it is. Basically what this will be is what I do in what order of importance each day and why. This may be different for you, or it may change your routine based on things you might not have thought of. Or who knows, maybe you will think I am completely wrong, and you will think my order of importance is just crazy. In any event, let's just get into it. So the very first thing I do when I log in is the event Diamond Gypsum activity. This will always be different depending on what event is going on, or if any is going on at all. When there is no event, it will of course be slightly different, but right now is the winter convergence. So what I do is I start in First Light and I head to the tree, collect the daily present, and fast travel to the next town, and I repeat until I have collected all of the settlement's gifts and the 4 winter village gifts. This will of course give me my daily easy tokens, my diamond gypsum, and my 300 coins. You will also of course get a couple of free patterns, potentially a couple greater tokens. You get the idea. But this is easy and quick, so it's nice to get it knocked out first thing. Then, once that's finished up, I then look to complete my aptitude gypsum, as well as my daily cooldowns. This one is very quick. The best way I've found to do this over time is to have one settlement, in my case Brimstone, where I keep my daily cooldown materials, which I like to try to restock weekly or bi-weekly, usually on Sunday, and all of my refining sets. This way I can then quickly switch sets, make my cooldowns, and be done with it in about 5 minutes. Oh, and I also always save some of my layered leather and a few ironhide, unprocessed. This way I can process a small bit each day for my aptitude gypsum. You may choose some other way to get it. Cutting ironwood trees, smelting, weaving, who knows. But as you can see from my tanning aptitude, I find it to be the easiest, or at least I've made it my habit. But in any event, that's what I go with. Then after all that's finished, I put all my refining sets and stuff back in my brimstone storage, and I make my topaz gypsum potion. Then I head over to Kepri, where I loot the glyphs chest there, and then wait for the next Helio group to form. If you're looking in your recruitment chat and you don't see any Helio groups starting, here's a little trick for you. If you type X Helio into recruitment channel, you will usually cause a chain reaction, and all of a sudden 50 people will show up because they think a Helio group was forming, when in reality, you just made it form by doing that. So when everyone arrives, I drink the topaz potion and begin. Running Heliopolis while your topaz potion is active is by far the best way to get this gypsum done for the day, because you will not only get those fast, but you will also get your obsidian gypsum finished very quickly from the bosses in here. Not to mention the loot from the bosses, the loot from the elite glyph chests, everything in here is just great. So if you do nothing else in terms of elite chests each day, be sure to do this one at least. By the end of this run that takes no more than 30 minutes, you will have your topaz and your obsidian gypsums finished, and a bag full of loot to sell or salvage. After this run, I head back to town and clean up my bags, and switch my gear to my acid set, and then I head out once again, but this time I am going with my solo acid chest run. This run doesn't take much time at all, and is probably my favorite. These chests give scarabs regularly, pretty nice named items for my collection, because I want to have them all. I know many of them are quite useless, but I just love the item collecting aspect of these games. You also get a few umbral shards and a bunch of great recipes and other loot. Now, for this run, because I know a few will ask, I used to use incense. But now I find it easier just to grab a set of corruption resist gear and throw some padding in it, doubling my acid resists. So really, it isn't even something I think about much anymore doing the run. Once done with these, I once again go back to town, clean out my bags, and change my gear and head out to the Great Cleave. Now, once here I run my 3 bonus faction PvP missions for the day. I know the Great Cleave got nerfed, but I still find it to be the fastest way for me to get it done. But it is faction specific. For example, I am Marauder on this character, so that's why I go to the Great Cleave. But my alt is Syndicate, so when I do it on him, I go to Reekwater, because I find Reekwater much faster for the Syndicate. It all just depends. Anyway, so I run these quick for my tokens and my daily PvP experience bonus. I do PvP because I don't really need the coin. I have different objectives, but if your goal is the coin, do the PvE missions in Brimstone for example, that will be better suited for your needs. Then, once I'm done with these missions, I buy 2 gypsum orbs from the faction shop. And if I have a busy day in real life, this is where I would stop. I have enough orbs to go to the kiln and produce 2400 umbrals. I got my daily cooldowns done for some nice coin and a few scarabs usually. Not a bad day. But if I have more time to play, I will continue with my priorities in order of what I would do next. So, the next thing I would do, if I had more time, is queue for an arena. This is a fast 15-minute easy gypsum, and of course some PvP track experience. Not to mention you can get some exclusive emotes, home decor, so it's really worth it. Even if you lose, you still get a chance at the gypsum, and you get some PvP experience. So there really is no reason to not be doing 2 of these a day at least. And once that's all finished with, I queue up for my OPR. I always aim for 2 OPR a day minimum. And yes, I know this is where things can get difficult if you're not fortunate to be on a very populated server like I am, so you may need to time this for when your server peaks. I do hope they make crossover PTR a priority and get it out on time. There's nothing worse than sitting in OPR queues for 3 hours, that's for damn sure. Anyhow, so I will do my 2 OPRs, get those out of the way and collect those gypsums and crates. I love opening OPR crates these days. I know they're still very RNG dependent, but they're so much better than where they were in the beginning. I have pulled some very nice pieces from these crates since the changes. But really, to be honest, it's just nice to get some dopamine hit from something like these now and then. I mean, they sure beat the old days when opening crates you would get green after green of Beast Ward gear. Now that that's done, if I am going on a long bender of playing, this is where I will start to do things that are completely extra. Stuff I don't do regularly these days. For example, I will farm for a couple hours watching Netflix. This could be anything, it all depends on the market and the day. Ironhide fiber, who knows? Or if I can't be asked to farm, I will run a couple of mutations. This is always good because it gives me an opportunity to top up my Umbral Shard stores, as well as stock up on a few gypsum from the expeditions, which if I'm being honest, I don't do regularly anymore, so that's always good. Plus these chests at the end. I know they moved all the chests from the expedition to the end, so in theory nothing's changed, but they just feel so much more epic when you get to hit them all at once back to back. A new activity I've found myself doing a ton lately, and you will probably say it's exploiting, but it's been running solo Starstone runs. I find friends to help me 3Q in, and then they leave and I just solo it. I'm doing this to farm materia, because if you hadn't noticed, all of the mutation items that you can craft using materia, take mutated materia of course, which anyone who runs mutations has tons of. I personally have 14,000, but also take regular old Starstone materia. So, to save myself running the mutation to death trying to farm these, I've been cheesing a few out using solo runs when the mutation isn't up. I know it would likely be a ton easier to just do it in a group, in the mutation. But this is a fun casual solo activity to keep me busy, and I enjoy it, so hey, it passes the time and it adds these items to my collection. Okay guys, well, that's pretty much it. Aside from the crap I do testing stuff for videos and so on, that's pretty much my daily gameplay routine when I am playing to get stuff done. If you guys have any more questions on this, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And guys, I would like to apologize for my voice today. I've had a really sore throat lately and I just know I'm coming down with something even though I'm trying to convince myself I'm not, because I don't have time to be sick, especially during the Christmas season. Anyway, and as always guys, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.